Nigeria national power grid has collapsed. And when I mean national has to do with the country. National, Nigeria, the whole country. And you guys know the disadvantage and what it will lead out. You understand? And you also know that when it comes to national, it's not a joking matter. It's not something that should be taken for granted. It's something that will affect you, affect your generation, affect your children. Even you watching this video, guys, watching from Diaspora, any part of the world. So according to the experts, experts in this power grid, the national power grid, people they in charge of it. They said it's not a bad luck, bad luck or something. So according to them, they said why the power grid collapsed is because the power grid itself don't they weak already. It's already weak. It's devastated. You understand? Let me explain what that actually means for you that's not really understanding the gravity. When we're talking about national, you don't understand the gravity of what it really means. So electricity has 3 stages, and one of its stages is generation, generated energy. The second on the list is transmitted energy. You understand? That is transmitted through cables. You understand? And everything. And the third on the list is the distribution to homes. I'll say it again. The generation. You understand? Generating to the transmission through cables. And the third on the list is distribution. So what this actually means is the national grid. What I mean by grid, G-R-I-D, the national, the country's grid, is in the middle of what I just said now. So if you really understand what the second thing I mentioned, the middle thing is transmission, and you should know that anything that affects transmission has affected. This one is the national grid. So what has to do with this example now I said now is transmission. So now the national grid is the transmission, which is anything that has to do with transmission in energy, which is national, has to affect everyone in the country, affect every individual in the country. That's for you to understand the reality, the weight of what we are talking about. Stay tuned, understand, as we digress. So imagine you building a house, even bungalow or anything. Imagine you building a high rise and the foundation is weak. That's what I'm trying to say about the national grid. Imagine a national grid carrying a lot of weight. Let me still use that instance again. A house, you build a house that has a weak foundation, but everything has a tiny pillar, you understand? But everything on top of it, or anything on top of the house or the roof, is heavier and stronger than the root and the foundation of the house. That's what I'm trying to explain, or that's what I'm trying to make you guys understand. This example now should be a good example for you. This example should be a good example for you all to understand the gravity of what I'm talking about this national grid in Nigeria that just collapsed. So let's break down the first problems. You understand? Now first is the old infrastructure. What's the Nigerian grid? That electricity, the electricity that's powering everything. First, the problem of why it collapsed is old infrastructure. Second on the list is one central grid, G-R-I-D grid. The third on the list, too much demand, high demand. The demand is too much. You understand? Like when I mean too much, like you have one central grid and you have so many. If the government of Nigeria really looks into this matter and the citizens, you understand, if they really take action into this matter, you understand, it will really bring so many developments in the country, in Nigeria, for real. Because people that are trying to leave the country now and go to another country and everything, they won't be going out from that country because all these companies are moving out from Nigeria. All these companies are moving out from Nigeria now. Won't move out. And when there is powerful grid, when there is powerful energy in the country, more companies come in. They collaborate. You understand, and they provide more opportunities, more jobs to the youth. You understand. Now we are lacking jobs, in Nigeria now. Sometimes it's because due to our negligence. You understand, due to the citizen negligence. Sometimes it's not all about the government. It can be coming from the citizens. So citizens, please, I beg you all should see to this, and also Nigerian government, you should see to this. You understand. And I thank you all for liking this video. I know you already liked it, you're watching it. Thank you all. Do what to follow, do what to subscribe for more updates. I appreciate you all. More love to you all. Peace and love. Don't play.